Hey guys, welcome to Trade Smart with Gerard. We are already at episode 11. It's been a long way, guys, I know, but if you guys are dedicated enough and you guys really put your mind and your heart into this, trying to understand whatever that we are teaching you guys, I promise you guys that you guys will be a really good trader in the next few months, right? So in this chapter, it's super important because this is the start of a change of a trend. So for me, fail Mary is so important, and I wish and I hope that you guys would pay attention in this next 10 minutes video. Alright, so let's get into it. So the first thing today that we're going to be focusing on is called the marking of failed Mary. It's not really complicated, guys. So there's only two main components in this. The first component that we have is called the sell Mary, which you already know. In the previous episodes, I have explained what is a sell Mary. So for those of you guys who are new and are lazy to watch the previous videos, this is what a sell Mary is. So we have a bearish candle. So if you guys want to know further about that, please watch my previous video, because in this video I'll be focusing on teaching you guys on failed Mary setup. So let's get into it. Sell Mary that failed. So what is this? You guys understand what is sell Mary, right? So this is what a sell Mary looks like. We have first the bullish candle, and then we have the bearish candle, which is lower than the low of the bearish candle, of the bullish candle. So what are we looking for here is for this to happen. We have the sell, and we want price to actually retrace in the zone and break the zone. We want it to break this high. It needs to break the high of the bullish candle. Can you guys understand? I'll do it again. This is your sell Mary, alright? So when you have identified the sell, the next thing that you need to do is to make sure that price comes back into the zone and breaks the zone. So then you are ready for retracements into the zone for buying potential. Understand? So this is what sell Mary is, and I want to look in the charts with you guys so that you guys have a clearer picture of what sell Mary that fail is. Alright, so let's get into the charts. Hey guys, so right now I want to be sharing about fail Mary for the sell. So first step, what you guys need to look for is a sell Mary. I'm sure you guys are well aware of how to mark sell Mary and also buy Mary. But for this chapter, I would like to emphasize on looking for setups based on the sell Mary first. So let's get into it. The first zone that we can find from this area is, the first step that you guys need to do is to look for the sell Mary. Over here, we have found that this is the sell Mary, and as you guys can mark, the high of the candlestick, the blue candlestick, price closed above. As you guys can see, two candlesticks closed above. So we can mark it as a zone like this. Alright, this is just about marking the zones. Only about marking the zones. Okay, next, let's start looking for the next setup. Look at this. This is our sell Mary. Make a zone out of this like this. And what you guys can see is that price retested the zone and price rejected from this zone above. But don't bother about this for now. I want you guys to learn how to mark sell Mary that failed. Next, we can find that this is our sell Mary. And as you can see, this blue candlestick closed above this high, which is the high of the blue candlestick. So the next thing that happened is that we're going to make a zone like this. And as you can see, price retraced into the zone and rejected up 30 pips or 40 pips up. And as the same thing that happened again, price came back into our sell Mary that failed, and price rejected again. Another 400 pips to 400 to 500 pips. So don't bother about this for now. Most importantly for you guys, it's all about marking sell Mary that failed. Sell Mary that failed. Okay, let's find the next sell Mary. This is the sell. Agreed? This is a sell. So make a zone out of this like this. So what you guys can see is that as soon as this cell is respected, price respects the zone and price rejected again from the zone. And as soon as price came back into the zone, price broke above. Look at this blue candlestick breaking above this high, which means that our sell Mary has failed. So anything that comes back into the zone, it's for the buy. So remember, a sell Mary failed is for the buy. Clear? So let's go to the next example. I want to make sure that you guys are able to understand fully what I'm sharing, so that this is going to be beneficial for you in the long term. Alright? The goal is to make sure that you guys are able to become professional traders. So next, let's focus on finding the sell Mary. So this is a sell Mary. As soon as we make a zone like this, what can you see? Price rejected for the sell all the way down. Price came back into our zone and broke above. So what you guys can expect is price to come back into our zone for the buy to happen. So remember, a sell Mary failed is a buying zone. Alright, so I hope this is clear. I'll share with you the next chapter, which is the buy Mary that failed. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Alright guys, so you guys have listened what I've said about sell Mary that failed, right? So in this next segment, we're gonna be talking about buy Mary that failed. It's similar, the only thing it's just opposite from what you guys have learned before. So, buy Mary fail. Simple. The first thing that you guys need to look for is the buy. So remember, no buy Mary, no failed setup. So the first thing is it needs to create a buy Mary, which means that this candle and this candle, it needs to break the high of this. And in this case, we have seen that this is a buy Mary. Price retraced into the zone and broke lower. Remember, a buy Mary that failed is for the sell. Oops. Alright, goes all the way up, breaks all the way down, and we are expecting price to retrace into this zone for potential sell to come. But that's not the point. In this case, all you need to do is to know how to mark. You need to know how to mark first, because if you are aware of the zones and the best areas to mark, you guys would definitely reduce your probabilities of losing in the market. So that's the most important thing. If you guys really know how to mark this well, I promise you again that you guys would be a good trader. So focus on understanding this. Buy Mary fail. Again, this is the buy. It needs to break above and it needs to break lower. Let's look into the chart and practice together. Let's go. Hey guys, alright, so for the next part, we're gonna be talking about the same thing, which is called failed Mary, but for this video, I'll be sharing about failed Mary for the buys. So our job is to be looking for all the buy Mary that failed. Similar to before, but the only thing is opposite. Totally opposite. So this is the focus for sell. So this setup that we're going to be focusing more is only for the sell. But for this moment, I want you guys to be looking for buy that failed. Right? So let's get into it. Alright, first zone. Where can be first thing that we need to be looking for is buy. So mark this. This is the buy, right? So is this a break? So what happened is that this is a buy. Price broke all the way down. As you guys can see, there were only 2 candlesticks for the buy that broke. So this is not a clean breakout. So what we need for is we need a structure that looks similar like this. So what we can see over here is that this is an engulfing buy, or even a buy Mary over here. So price kept on rallying up, came back kind of like close to the zone, but did not enter and rejected above. So obviously we are waiting for price to come into our buy zone and break, because when this happens, obviously this buy Mary has become a failed buy Mary. So it started off as a buy Mary before this happened, and as soon as this 3 candlesticks broke below this low, this buy Mary has become a buy Mary that failed. So our job today is also looking for only buy Mary that failed. So let's get into it. This is the first buy Mary that failed. As you guys can see, price broke below, came back into the zone, and this is a seller zone. So as you guys can see, again, price entered the zone and rejected for the sell. Next, where are we supposed to go? This is a buy Mary. Are you guys following? So please make sure that you guys are focused, because this is very, very important. Make a zone like this. What can you see? This used to be a buy Mary. As soon as price came back into the zone, it broke below. And remember, when a buy Mary failed, it will always retrace into the zone, and this is where you could look for selling opportunities. Clear? Next, let's move on to the next one. So, what is this? This is a buy Mary. That's good. So a buy Mary, you can make it as a zone. Pull it all over like this. And what do you see? This area used to be a buy Mary, and price broke below over here. As always, remember, after a buy Mary setup, price needs to break for it to be a failed buy Mary. It needs to come back into the zone, and you guys know what's gonna happen next. Boom, obviously the sell. So guys, I hope you guys are clear. We're gonna be looking at a few more examples for you guys, and I hope that this video would definitely help you in your marking to make you a better trader in the next few months at least. Okay, so let's try and find next zones for the buy. Okay, I found this. This is a buy Mary. I'm gonna make it as a zone like this. So what happened is that, as always, the buy happened and price just broke below. Remember, after breaking below, we would anticipate for price to re-enter the zone that was broken. So this buy Mary is now called the buy Mary fail. So obviously, as price retraces into the zone, we're going to be focusing on looking only for sells. As you guys can see, price dropped all the way of a 400 pips. So that's quite crazy, right? So just master this and you guys would understand really well trading. Alright guys, thank you for watching and I hope this helps.